Starting off number 10 in our top MetaQuest games list is I Am Cat, a game that puts you in the eyes and ears of your furry friend, bouncing around the house, causing trouble for Granny, getting through missions and playing sandbox mode, and just causing all kinds of mayhem. This game has been a juggernaut since it came out with 63,000 reviews and a 4.9 star rating. 93% of those are 5 stars, only 1% 1 star. Reviews asking, when are we going to get multiplayer of this game? People saying it's so worth 20 bucks, bringing up new things they've added in the updates and since it came out of early access. Others loving it and dropping tips for new players, but still some lower reviews, people saying they don't love the control style. Others bringing up issues with updates and how the locations are locked and they want to be able to purchase more from the game. And some complaints in the reviews about the unlocking all locations and how you pay, and they feel like it doesn't actually unlock all of them. But overall, one of the top rated, top selling games on the store and some of the most viral videos in the world coming from it. I Am Cat and some of the other games on this list today are paid games. Any game that is paid that'll cost you money, there will be a link down in the description in the comments that will save you some money if you want to get it. Bone Lab has been out for years. This was extremely hyped at the time of launch and is a physics-based sandbox game, mostly surviving all this time because of its huge mod support and mod community that lets you do pretty much whatever you want in this. There's videos of people torturing Five Nights at Freddy characters in this and so much more that you can do through the mods. Still a high price tag of $40, but 30,000 people tell you this is a 4.6 star game. Top reviews mentioning though it needs multiplayer. They really want multiplayer, but people bring up how the building and creation makes this the best game on Quest, period. It's near perfect, but again, people bring up multiplayer. But if you go look at the lower reviews to see what people say, some people think that this is just a cash grab. Marketed as groundbreaking, but they feel like the mechanics are clunky, the gameplay gets repetitive, there's little content, and you might find that to feel like the case if you do not mod the game. Others even say though they found it boring and mods didn't save it, and even one review bringing up how people said this was one of the best and they still feel like Resident Evil 4 was a much better shooter. But the game has been out for nearly 3 years and is still one of the top selling. At number 8, we've got Scary Baboon, a gorilla-based horror game, backrooms, entities you run from, a wild survival challenge, in a game that's free but you can buy and use tons of gold, and over 36,000 ratings at a 4.6 star rating, with 5-star reviews saying good and bad things about the game. People saying it really is one of the best horror games they played, the jump scares are great, that they're still continuing to improve the gameplay, but low reviews citing that they bought cosmetics and didn't get what they paid for, that they took away the new updates and they're not happy with the changes, their old purchases and their old maps back, and just a lot of complaining in the low and even in the high reviews on this one. Why do you think that is? At number 7, YEEP is pretty new to the store, but one of the highest rated hide and seek game that has you bouncing around on your hands with a belly full of stuffing that you can use to pull out and craft anything in front of you. You're chasing down your friends, you're trying to take them out, or you're just having fun building and hanging out, and over 70,000 people giving this thing a 4.9 star rating, 94% 5 stars and only 1% 1 star. People saying it's more fun than Gorilla Tag. Others talking about how they want to see the game develop and get more items, but pretty familiar 1-star reviews. People citing toxic people, getting banned, bullying, fake players, toxicity. Sadly, something you're pretty much going to get in every free multiplayer game. Number 6, Vegas Infinite was once called Poker Stars, although they expanded it, took it to the world of Vegas, and this is a gambling simulator. Tabletop hangout simulation where you are doing all different kinds of card games, tabletop casino games, and you're not risking real money, but it still says 18 and up only, please. 29,000 people bring this thing almost to a 4-star rating, with people talking about how they've played this for years. A lot's changed and they're impressed. People citing it's still a bit buggy even when they give it 5 stars, and reviews citing that it seems like people say a lot of bad things about it, but they are mostly the players who got caught cheating or had toxicity, and the lower issues saying that there is just too many kids, that they once liked it and they don't play anymore, that it feels rigged now and that kids are just hacking it. It definitely feels like the reviews have taken a turn for the worse on this game. Number 5 is VR Chat, and it's hard to imagine you don't know what this is with the huge viral sensation this once was. A social game where you can do and be pretty much anything you want, and probably the closest we have to Ready Player One's VR Oasis. People have redesigned whole other games in VR Chat, like Among Us. There's cool, beautiful rooms you can hang out. You can go walk through the Breath of the Wild land, or you can just stare at yourself in a mirror dressed as an anime girl, which is probably what most people are doing. 30,000 ratings, giving this a 3.7 star rating. Reviews citing that it's amazing, but people really need to watch their kids, and people just love VR Chat and spam all kinds of emojis. The adults are the toxic ones, but still giving it a 5-star review, and then 1-star reviews are full of everything you can imagine, from cringy people all the way to people citing things like predators. VR Chat's one of the biggest games, the largest communities on VR, but there are all kinds of people in it. 5 months into the year, and it looks like New Year's resolutions still have Supernatural at the top, a fitness game that's not only VR but now has mixed reality modes whether you're boxing, swinging bats, doing yoga, meditation, stretching. Supernatural is probably the biggest fitness game in VR. You can get in free and try it out, but it is a subscription you have to pay each month. But with that comes a tracking app that you can track your friends. It resets your points every week and really kind of pushes you to push each other to work out, almost Peloton style. 13,000 people giving it a 4.4 star rating. Reviews saying this game is the bomb. Hands down the best VR boxing app they've played. It's awesome, a great fitness app, their favorite addiction, but a decent split with 9% 1-star ratings. Low reviews, some saying that they wanted to be able to pick their scenery, pick the music, put it all together themselves and not just do the pre-made playlists. But other low reviews saying they just weren't in the demographic. They didn't like being talked to like a teenage girl being told to twerk in the middle of a song. That definitely must have been Coach Rainier they were with.
Classy, bougie, ratchet.
Currently the only VR fitness specific app in the top games right now though. At number 3, Gorilla Tag is still at the top, a gorilla based game where you bounce around your hands for locomotion and quickly becoming one of the biggest games not only in VR but in the world. 147,000 people, the most reviews of any game, give it a 4.6 star rating. Reviews are all over the board on this, from just spamming to monkey to people complaining about the new updates, but genuine reviews, surprisingly from Mr. Poopy Butthole, saying that it does have a huge community, there is a lot of kind people, and there's cool maps, regular updates, cosmetics, and that they do recommend it to new people. But then others, of course, complaining about the community and the updates and the bans. Starting to see a real trend here, aren't we? And all these years later, Beat Saber is still near the very top. Number 2, in fact, if you somehow don't know it, this gives you a lightsaber in each hand. Popular music and blocks are coming at you to the beat of the music that you have to slice. Known as one of the best VR fitness games that's not actually touted as fitness, and still at $30, 52,000 people have given it a 4.5 star rating. Keep in mind though, that $30 only buys you the original soundtrack packs, and there's a lot of price that you can rack up if you buy the other song packs as you see here on the screen. But still, mixed ratings, especially recently. People suggesting the songs they want to see on it, giving it 5 stars, but other people saying they've had issues with not being able to play their purchased songs, or others mentioning that without mod support, it just feels like it's been kind of abandoned. They know it's the top game, they know it's going to keep selling, and they're not trying that hard with it anymore. And others mentioning how you really need mods if you want to change things like the sabers and such. But for a paid game, it still has some of the most ratings of any out there. Before number 1, a quick honorable mention, Big Scary almost made the list today. Yet another baboon-based horror game, one that's been around a while and offers something different as far as horror and scares, with a 4.6 star rating. If you are looking for something gorilla-based and horror, but something a little different than all the others, might be one to look at. And the new number 1 is Animal Company, a game that hasn't been out nearly as long as Gorilla Tag, but is described as a mix of Gorilla Tag and Lethal Company, and already has somehow passed 100,000 reviews when it hasn't been out even a year. Survival, chaos, multiplayer, VR adventure game, and our last 4.9 star rating of the day. Reviews citing it's fire, it's the best game you'll ever play. There's so many things to do, but they want more. And those very few 1-star reviews citing the same things we've heard in others: bullying, toxicity, scams. People just hated the game. People warning other parents the game really shouldn't be for kids. And with that, that's the 10 biggest selling games right now on the Quest. What are your favorites you're currently playing? Are they paid games? Are they free games? Let me know down in the comments so other people can look them up too. As I said before, there is discount links to any of the paid games down below that'll save you some money on, so make sure you hit that up in the comments or description. Thank you for being here with me once again, and I'll see you in another reality.